Hello viewers, welcome to Learning with Kamal. Today's session will be covering data visualization. So far we covered basic terminology in ML, then from what are the various data sources which are publicly available for us to try out and do our experiments. And then the next we saw how to split that data into train and test. Now as a next step what we'll be seeing is how to visualize the data that we are going to handle and we are going to use for our experiments. Yep. So in today's session, the topics which we'll be covering is starting with why visualization. Then we'll be trying to plot the categorical data. Here we'll be using the Seaborn library. We'll use Seaborn cat plot, count plot, and then we'll try to visualize the distribution of a data set. This will be done using Seaborn KD plot, dis plot, joint plot, and also we'll try and visualize pairwise relationship in a data set across various combination of features that we have within the database, how the pairs are related to each other. That is, we'll try and plot using Seaborn pair plot. So let's start this session. So why visualization of data is required? So generally the data which we use to train the model is pretty huge, and the more the volume of data, the better the performance of our model, because it has more instances of examples to train itself and more instances of data which are available to train the model, then our performance of model is better to predict based on the new instances of examples. Yeah. So for training the model and understanding the features, we need to understand the content of data. To train a model, we need to understand what is the content of the data. We need to understand what is the goal that we are trying to achieve of that data. What all features are and how those features are related, what are the volume of different features which we have. So that is what we need to understand, the content of the data. We have been working with Titanic dataset, which has more than 800 rows and 20 columns. So within our code we did a print head, and we saw it appears in a tabular format with each columns and values within each columns, and multiple rows are shown depending on the count of head which we have given. But it is very difficult to analyze data looking at in tabular format. Like I've shown it in the screenshot over here. This is how a Titanic data set looks like. But it is very difficult to gauge or conclude anything looking at this particular table. Now, like I said, looking at the tabular format, we are not able to understand the data content. Hence, the need of visualization, where we draw different graphs or figures, and it gives a summary, or it shows what is the data content, and we can make some conclusions looking at those graphs. Okay, like the graph below of the Titanic dataset indicates the distribution of survivors across cabin class grouped by gender. So if you look at this diagram, it shows in each class, if you see here, it is PC class 1, passenger class 2, and passenger class 3. And it shows a distribution of male and female survivors, male, female. So what you understand is there were more female survivors across each class within this dataset examples. Yeah, but that was very difficult to gauge looking at the tabular format which we have in our earlier slide. Okay, let's move on. So we'll start with how do we plot the categorical data. So we can use a Seaborn library, and within that there is a function called cat plot which we'll be using to plot our categorical data. So within our Titanic data set we have various columns. So here what we'll be picking at is sex and age of the passenger, and see we will see who all are the ones which survived this mishap. Yeah. So I have done two plots over here. If you see this, so this is the code sns.catplot, and I give the x and y, and I give the kind as swarm, and data I'm using is Titanic under df, which is the data frame which we have defined using pandas. Okay, so this shows a graph of male, female, and the age of male and female passengers. Now we want to understand out of these male and female passengers who have survived. So what we do is we give u is equal to survived. Now what is u? U determines which column in the data frame should be used for color encoding. So the moment I say u is equal to survived in our data set has a value of 0 and 1, where 1 is survived. So it puts a legend out here for survived showing as 0 and 1. So we know, like, okay, within the male passengers of which age all the orange ones are the ones which survived. So even if looking at this graph, we can gauge that in this incident there were more female survivors than the male survivors. So that is the conclusion which you can draw looking at this graph. Okay, let's move on. There is another type of cat plot which can be done, which is a box plot. Plotting the Titanic dataset to understand the age of survivors using the box plot. So what I have done here is we have done a box plot based on survived and age. Like, okay, what was the age of the survivors? So this gives us a box plot. Now looking at this, it is very difficult to understand what this box plot is trying to indicate. So for that we need to understand what box plot is and what these lines and what these sections and what are these dots indicate. So let me explain you that. Here we go. So it is also known as the box and whisker plot. Displays the 5-number summary of a set of data. The 5-number summary is minimum, first quartile, median, third quartile and maximum. In a box plot, we draw a box from the first quartile to the third quartile. A vertical line goes through the box at the medium. Yeah. So I have just defined it out here. So how we do the box plot is, the first bottom line is the minimum. This section is the first quartile. This line is the median. This is the third quartile. And this line is the maximum. And what are these dots? These are outliers. So what is an outlier? So when reviewing a box plot, an outlier is defined as a data point which is located outside the whiskers of the box plot. So these are some data points which generally do not fall within this range. So they have some abnormal behavior, and that is why we call them as outliers. I hope now we understand what box plot is and what are the various sections and lines within those box plots indicate. So the key thing to understand out here is the outliers. We'll be using it in our further sessions, especially while doing an exercise on anomaly detection. Let's move on. Okay. So the next which we'll be doing is count plot. So what we did is we drew some graphs based on categories. Now we want to see the counts within those categories. Yeah. So here we are plotting the Titanic data set to understand the count of survivors across passenger class. So what was the count of survivors in each class of passengers? Passenger class 1, passenger class 2 and passenger class 3. Now 1 indicates survivors. So we can see, in first class the survivors were more. In third class the survivors were less. So this gives you an idea of the data, what we can derive out of this data which we have. So this shows a count of survivors across each class. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, now when dealing with a set of data, often the first thing you will all want to do is get a sense of how the variables are distributed. One way of doing that is using the Seaborn KDE plot. So we can use KDE plot to see the univariate distribution of feature age in our data set, which I have indicated in this graph. So we can use the Seaborn KDE plot function, and we pass the parameter from the data set to use age column, and shade is equal to true, cut is equal to 0, and this is which the graph pops up. So this shows the distribution of age. So what we can derive out of this is most of the passengers are aged between this, where you can see the peak. Yeah, so this is the kind of conclusion you can draw about the distribution of your data using KDE plot. Seaborn has one more library called displot. You can use displot to fit a parametric distribution of a data set and visually evaluate how closely it corresponds to the observed data. Yeah. So what we do is do a fitment of parametric distribution of a data set and see how closely it is related to the observed data. Like in the previous chart which we show a KDE plot, so I have indicated it here, and now we have drawn a displot, which is this figure. Yeah, and it shows how close it is to the actual. So this is actual and this is the displot. So we have done a parametric fitment, a curve we have fitted over here, and this is the actual observations. So this shows us how closely it is related to actual observations. The joint plot function creates a multi-panel figure that shows both the bivariate. So earlier what we are looking at is, this is univariate, this was univariate. Now we want to look at two variables within our data set. So for that we will be using joint plot. So joint plot function creates a multi-panel figure that shows the bivariate or joint relationship between two variables along with the univariate or marginal distribution of each on separate axis. So what joint plot shows is, it shows the relationship between two variables, plus it also shows the distribution of individual variables on separate axes. So these are the separate axes, and this is the joint relationship between these two variables, passenger class and age. Yeah, I have put in the code snippet over here on how we can generate this graph. Let's move on. Now next what we will be looking at is pair plot. Now we looked at univariate, bivariate, and now we want to look across, like we have multiple columns and we want to see how those columns are related to each other by plotting it pairwise. Yeah, so Seaborn has a library for us to do that, which we call as pair plot. To plot multiple pairwise bivariate distribution in a data set, you can use the pair plot function. This creates a matrix of axes and shows the relationship for each pair of columns in a data frame. So if you can look over here, it puts all the features of y-axis, you have multiple on x-axis, and it has paired these two features and drawn as the graph for us. Similarly here, similarly here, similarly here. So multiple features get paired and you can have a single view. Yeah, so that's why it is the name, as the name suggests, it's a pair plot. Yeah, let's move on. So I've shown you various graphs, the code for which I have uploaded to GitHub, and there I have generated some more graphs for you to refer and look at. So please have a look at the Jupyter notebook over there. Thanks viewer, thanks for watching.